We will be comparing simple rhythms and complex rhythms using Noteflight.com. Log into Noteflight by using the Parkway West High School.sites.noteflight.com web URL in your browser. When you are logged into your home page, you're going to click on the plus sign to open a new score, and you're going to click on the rhythm option, which will give you a blank tablet or template on which you're going to write your music. And you'll see here there's a playback control. You have different options for all the notes that we're going to be using, and tons of different things that we're going to learn throughout the year. Our title today is going to be Rhythm Comparison, because we're going to be comparing the duration of different notes. Comparison. And you're going to put your name here. I'd like you to do your first and last name just in case there's people with multiple names, so I know who you are. And click in the first measure. Once you click in the first measure, you're going to see that a note head appears. I have to click, and you can put it up high, up low. Once you click in, it's going to make a sound. I'm going to use the up and down arrows to give me different kinds of sounds. Now for the quarter note, because that's a note that's going to keep the beat in this composition, I want something nice and strong and bassy, like that. Now for this, I'm going to do 4 measures of 16 quarter notes. So I'm going to hit the letter R, 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 R. And all these notes are just repeating, and that's what the R does. It repeats whatever is highlighted. So if I click this and I want to repeat that, all 4 would appear, and I can repeat anything that's highlighted. Let's listen to this. That is the beat. Now we're going to go on and add 8th notes and 16th notes to this. In order to do that, we are going to click on Instruments, and we're going to add new instruments. So here's an instrument. And we're doing unpitched percussion right now. So you'll click on unpitched, and you'll scroll down and find our rhythm option again. Click OK. And we can change the name of this to 8th notes, E-I-G-I-T-H, 8th notes. And this is right here, quarters. Or we can abbreviate and put 8th. And same process as before, put in a note. Now this time I don't want something as bassy with the quarter note, so I want to find a sound that's going to be more appropriate for 8th notes. So up here you have the option of change it to the 8th note, or you can hit a bracket key to make it shorter or longer. And if I use the left bracket key, it makes it shorter and it turns it into 1/8 note. I'm clicking the R, 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 and now I have 8 8th notes in the measure. If I highlight that measure by clicking once, not on a note, but in an empty space, hit R, 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 now I have 4 measures, 1, 2, 3, 4 of the 8th notes. When I listen to that. And don't forget to click off to hear from the beginning. I'm hoping that you can hear the beat, the quarter note that's still playing while the 8th note is also playing at the same time. Now before I put in the 16th notes, there's a couple options that we have to change some sounds. So if I don't like that snare sound for the 8th note, I can move it up or down and see if I like it. There's something there that's a little bit more mild than that really loud snare. So I'll keep it at that. Don't forget to save often. And we're going to go in and add the 16th notes. Now what do you think? Are 16th notes going to be faster or slower? And we put them in. So if there's 16 notes versus only 4, we have to squeeze 16 notes into here. So there's our quarter note, there's our 8th note, and there's our 16th notes. if you guess that it's going to be faster, if you knew that it's going to be a faster note, we need a really short sound. Probably not this, because it's a really long sound. We want something nice and short, like this, to be able to play all of these notes without making too much sound. Let's hear how this sounds. Interesting. So now we have our 16th notes, and click here in the measure. Sometimes it's finicky about where you click. So hit R, 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 and you will see here now we have first measure, quarter, eighths, and 16th, second measure, third measure, and fourth measure with the same rhythm pattern. This is the beat. These are the rhythms. Save often, and you will have a comparison of the quarter note, the eighth notes, and the 16th notes. We'll change this to 16th. Oops. There we go. And voila, you are finished with this short project.
The way to be graded on this is to share your composition with the class and with me. To share, you're going to click on Connect, and you're going to change the settings. So click on Change, and you're going to click on All Site Members, anyone with a link in View. And you're going to put this into the group. So if your class is first period, you would type the word first, and your first period would come up. You're going to let us view it, and then save. If you want to keep working on this, you're going to make a copy of the composition. So we're going to go to the menu, and I believe there's an option here that says Save a Copy. So what you want to do is make sure that you have a copy that's graded by me, and then another one that you can play around on. So I'm going to go back home to my scores, and you're going to see that I have the rhythm comparison, which I shared with everybody, and Miss Betcher can grade it, and a copy of this, and that's the one that we can play around on and do some fun stuff with. But you need to have this there for your grade for the project.
If you want to take this a step further, you can start taking some notes out. If I hit delete, it's going to take a note out, and I'm going to just do it as a pattern here, and I'm going to repeat this measure just that way. There's not so much going on. Let's see if I delete this. Maybe I'll delete the third one in every group. And I'll hit click off, hit play. Very cool. Another thing you can play around with is the tempo. If the beat is 120, that means there's 2 beats per second. So if you think about 60 seconds in a minute, if 60 is double, 120 is that. So if I make this lower, such as something like, let's say 80, and you'll see it changes here, it's going to slow the piece down immensely. So the beat, and you can click on this line and just listen to the beat. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. When we had it at 120, the beat was much faster. And you can hear the difference just going back and forth. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So find a beat, a tempo that you like, put in some different rhythms, and play around with this and have fun.